Everybody, I'm super excited to let you know about the direct integration that we've done with Launch Control. Now, if you don't know about Launch Control, it's a great platform to do prospecting via text messaging, which gets much better response rates than direct mail, email, that kind of stuff. And it's just an awesome way to get deals. So we've done a direct integration so that we can bring over the data that you've got for a lead within Launch Control into Forefront automatically, very simply. So you'll notice I've got nothing in my inbox here. What I'm going to do is set up this integration so that I can push information from one of these actual leads where they've responded and they're interested, they show some interest. So I want to move that lead into Forefront so that I can work it and try to get a deal, try to put it on a contract and make some money on that thing. So what we're going to want to do is first over in Forefront to integrate this, we're going to go to settings and then we're going to go to integrations. Okay, so you see integrations here. We've got Launch Control. If you've not signed up for Launch Control and you're interested after this, you can also use our link here to do that. It would be very awesome. So I'm going to click Start Launch Control Integration. And what I'm going to do is copy this API key. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take all of this. You don't need to select it. You can just click copy, by the way. And I'm going to go over to Launch Control, go to my settings, and go to integrations in Launch Control. And we've got the Forefront button right here to connect. Let's go ahead and connect that. If you have an old Zapier or something like that, you'll need to disconnect and just have the Forefront one connected. Go ahead and paste in the Forefront account API key. We're going to click Save. And everything is done at that point for setting up Launch Control inside of Launch Control with the connection. Now you do have some options to map the data fields that are going to come over from Launch Control into your Forefront account. And so some of the settings that you might want to set is a default status. So any lead that you push from Launch Control into Forefront, you can have it automatically get a status. And I went ahead and created mine in my contact not made stage so that I know that I need to make contact with that person if it wasn't me doing the work in Launch Control. So I created one called Danny Launch Control Lead. I'm just going to use that as default status. I'm going to assign it to myself in Forefront, and I'm going to give it a warm temperature for that lead because they've responded, showed some interest. That's why we moved it into Forefront. And then the campaign, I went ahead and created a Launch Control campaign so that any lead that comes over automatically is assigned to my Launch Control campaign. I'm going to go ahead and update those settings. On the right side, you'll see how the Launch Control fields map up to your fields within Forefront. There are 3 other custom fields here that you can assign Launch Control status. So I created a custom field. You can do that in your settings under lead settings if you need to create custom fields for these. I went ahead and created one called LC status. So that's the status of that Launch Control, whatever status you had in Launch Control for that contact. Phone number 3, I created a field for that, so I'm going to map it to that. And then the verified phone number, I created a field in my contact for all of those. And so actually that would be in contact settings if you want to create those as contact fields rather than lead fields. And that's just putting these data fields, the Launch Control status, Control Phone 3, verified number, on the contact and not the lead itself, which I recommend because the phone number and stuff, that's all related to that contact. So go to settings, contact settings to create those fields. I'm going to go ahead and update this mapping. And I'm all set, right? Like we were just setting some defaults here. It was actually really connected already by the time we just put that API key into Launch Control and had it active. But then you can set these other settings, and I'm going to show you how that plays out over time here. So I'm going to go back to the inbox. I don't have any new leads right now in my inbox, which is the way we want it because we've worked everything and now everything's in follow-up. But over in, this is going to be so cool. So this is the best part. So now it's connected in my inbox over here in Launch Control. You can see that, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, UK had responded what kind of deal. So they're asking questions. This is something, if I had a VA working this in Launch Control, I would want to probably have this pushed into my Forefront account so that I can talk to that person and see if we can't, get an appointment, make an offer. So all I got to do is click on this, and I got to make sure that, I've got the phone number marked as verified because it won't allow you to push the CRM unless you have this phone number verified, just meaning that you said that it was a verified phone number for them. So just if you don't have it already verified, click to verify it. And then you'll see that the push to CRM button will work. So you can see we've got multiple messages that have gone back and forth within Launch Control. Check this out. As soon as I click push to CRM, it's doing the magic for me. It's doing the work for me. And it's speaking to Forefront to put that in there. So now that it's pushed, if I go over to my Forefront account, boom, it's already here. That lead got pushed right into my inbox. My source is Launch Control, shows the address. If I click on this, how cool is that? All of those messages with timestamps, everything is now in my Forefront account. So I know the conversation that's been had with that person already. So if you can imagine, if it's you or you have a VA or somebody else on your team working Launch Control, as long as you're getting it into Forefront when they push the CRM, you don't have to ask them what was said and go check Launch Control. You can just see it right here within Forefront and work that lead from there. How cool is that? We've got the property info, we've got the seller name and phone number, we've got all of that stuff. And with the custom fields that were created, you know, I've got the different information about the verified phone number and stuff like that. See the custom fields over here for my contact, verified phone number. I didn't have a status set in Launch Control, but there's the lead. Now I can work it within my Forefront account, and it's super simple. The other thing I want to point out is that notes. If you have a bunch of different notes for this, so you've got a note section. If I add a bunch of different notes here before I push it, all those notes will come into Forefront as well on the lead right down here in notes. You'll see all those different notes broken down by individual notes, not all clumped together, but you'll see the timestamps and the notes themselves. So how cool is that? Just with pasting that API key, you can connect up Launch Control, Forefront to create this machine, right? To do prospecting, get these great leads. As soon as somebody responds, that goes into Forefront. You can work that lead as a qualified lead because they're interested, right? So you can try to set up an appointment, make an offer, and get a deal. How cool is that? Hope you guys like that. If you have any questions or need anything, you can reach out to support@forefrontcrm.com. If you're not a customer yet, check us out. Go to forefrontcrm.com and click on the link to get a demo. We'd love to show you this platform. Have a good one.